Everyone, this is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by the one, the only. How are we so lucky to have this guest? Just David. Um, Apparently Julia fucked Adriana. I mean, look, here's the good news. We have a new episode of episode 2 of the Miami reunion coming tomorrow. But guess what, people? We never discussed part 1. So let's take a minute out to discuss that. Lots of people in my DMs. Do we have a new member of the LGBTQIA community amongst us? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Adriana says not so fast. So let's just back up. I gotta say, props to Alexia. Miss Napola, Miss Shivera Napola. Sometimes she exaggerates, but when she was on Watch What Happens a few weeks ago, she promised the RHOM reunion bombshell. She said, there is sure a bombshell. And Andy said, oh boy, there was. And, we always hear that. We're still waiting to hear about this shocking finale of RHOC, which we have coming. Um, and I keep saying, I hope it lives up to the hype. Well, Alexia, Miss Napola, I apologize to you. You were right. This was a bombshell. So at the end of the last reunion, a few days ago, Julia ends it with saying, well, I think we have to have clarity. Let me explain. In the Hamptons, Adriana and I slept together. I love the look on everyone's face, especially Andy's. Andy does that. What? And Andy, oh please, girl, your wheels are calculating. This is your like, when things will go down in reunion history, we have Monique's binder and we have a scepter on RHOA. And we this will go down in we have a bunny being given back on Beverly Hills. And this will go down in history as one of the shocking things. I think we had Ramona falling asleep on RHONY. This will go down in history as one of the more shocking moments of a reunion. So Julia says that her and Adriana slept together. Love that it happened right here in my backyard in the Hamptons. And there you go, a shocker. It ends. Everyone's shocked. Gertie's a little disgusted, it seems. And Larsa, her face. Anyone notice that Larsa's face does not move? Hey, I just got my touch up on Botox last week. I am a shot full of poison. For those of you watching on YouTube, I am like right now looking at myself in the Zoom, trying to raise my eyebrows. My face doesn't exactly move either. So, no shade to Larsa. I love a face that doesn't move. Let's break this down. What do we think of this? Because I'm not sure this quite landed the way that Julia does. I think Andy was just thinking of his next question where he goes right into. So that's shocking. But before we deal with that, you do have a wife. She's a tennis legend, Martina. Bring me through this. Did you cheat the same way Denise Richards cheated on Aaron when she hooked up with Brandy? Or were you, oh, well, Julia claims that Martina and her had an open marriage. That's really the first question it asks. Adriana makes it clear tomorrow night. I never scissored anybody. Do you have an open relationship with Martina? Andy asks. Our marriage was not great. And then Adriana gets up and walks out. We're going to see that tomorrow night. And she says, I'll never go for you, dirty little whore. Whose team am I on? It's very clear. I think the number one Miami housewife currently on the cast, the number one Miami housewife since they brought the show back for me has been, and always will be Adriana. I'm a huge Adriana fan. I've had her on this podcast multiple times, which always makes me biased when I've had someone on. But I don't like a gang up. I don't like what they did to Reality Von Teese. In the end, what did she really do that was worse than any of the rest of us? I don't like the gang up of Katie Janela this season. Sorry, Amir, but I really don't. And I don't like it. I feel for seasons and seasons and seasons. I do label Marisol and Alexia as the mean girls, and everyone gangs up on Adriana, who really, if you, I mean, give this woman a mojito. I know it doesn't matter in Miami who's a friend of, but I mean, Adriana has the greatest one liners. She has the clapback down. She is humorous. She is funny. And she actually, to me, is authentic. She has nothing to lose. She just says it how it is, and I believe her when she speaks. I mean, they're all thirsty on this Miami cast, so you can't hold that against her. I'm not even going to get into all the microaggressions that I see up on this episode one, this first part of the reunion against Gertie. I mean, I don't even know what Alexia is doing to her. It's just like a apology that isn't really an apology. The woman had water thrown on her. Can you imagine if Marisol had water thrown on her this season? I can't even imagine, or Alexia, but let's just stick with Marisol for the time being. Can you imagine the? I mean, Marisol is milking this thing over the ugly knees, and Adrian, she was body shamed. I mean, she is milking that for all it's worth. I can't even imagine what Miss Patton would be doing if she had water thrown on her. So I counted the microaggressions against Gertie on this first part of the reunion. I counted 12, but I also have to say. I did have a drink that night, and I don't drink anymore these days. So could be maybe less, or it could be a lot more. But let's not even get into that now, because that's a whole nother conversation. But that's what Julia claims. Do I believe it? Adriana says it's not true. She says she has her secret weapon and her secret revenge, and Adriana has been in the comments. She's been in the comments. Look, you can't reveal too much. Think about it from Adriana's point of view if this isn't true. You can't really give away what's going to happen, right? That is the big no-no with Bravo. But imagine having to sit there for a whole week. I don't blame Adriana for saying, like, look, Bravo, I'm not going to go against my contract, but also fuck you. Like, I'm going to respond. She's been in the comments on every single person's Instagram, like any Bravo blogger that has covered this on their Instagram. Adriana's been in the comments to say, all things are not as they seem. Just wait till next week and the truth about Julia is going to come out. She also posted on her own Instagram saying, like, just give me a week and the truth is going to come out. So, look, I don't blame her for at least doing that. It's like, fuck you, Bravo. This is my life. Like, people are now going to think for a week that I slept with this woman, which really I don't believe in labels. I don't want to label someone. And everyone says, oh, Kyle is a lesbian now. Let's not label it. But I don't blame her for being in comments and clapping back at people and being like, it's not exactly what it seems like, people. So apparently tomorrow night, I mean, we see a little bit of the clip that Adriana walks out after she says, I'll never go for you, dirty little whore. And then they follow her. We have like her in one room with Gertie and Lisa. We have the mean girls, as I call them, in the other room. We have Julia and we have Larsa, I believe, is in that room, and we have our good friends Alexia and Marisol, and they are, she's saying this happened and it was in this. Marisol kind of faked acting surprised. I think, like, did Marisol know about this or hear about this? People are going back and replaying the night that it apparently happened. They're finding the clips of the show in the Hamptons, and Adriana's saying we never scissored, we never did this, and Julia's saying they did. So let's see what we learn tomorrow night. Adriana's saying, like, just wait, I've got my own plan, and you're gonna learn the truth about Julia. This didn't happen. Not sure how Julia thought this would land. But it didn't help your case, Julia, just for those who are not in the comments. People are very team Adriana on this. First of all, no one's thrilled with Julia for throwing water on Gertie. No one's thrilled with Julia this entire season. You've come across not likable. No one's thrilled with your wife, Martina, who is against surrogacy when Daddy Andy has had